Hey everybody, right now we're going to check out a Murphy's Studio product. This again has gone crazy online. It's called REPO. It's by Tobias Dostal, I think his name is. He's put out a couple of cool things. So let's check this out. This sells for $59 US. When you open up the box, you're going to get a whole lot of things. One thing you'll get is an envelope. I'll show you what that's for. Plus you're going to get a whole lot of keys and chains. Let's look at the props themselves, and you get a gimmick. The one thing I will say is everything is very small. It's also it's quite delicate. If you were to give this to a spectator and they pull it, it will break. But so treat it very delicately. It's supposed to be quite delicate. The gimmick itself is quite small. Just be careful because you could easily lose it. So you want to maybe have a pouch. They supply this envelope. You could possibly keep everything in here for sure. But this is actually for a trick. But if I had a little black pouch, I would keep everything in there so I don't lose it. You're going to get some keys, some gimmicks, some chains, and let's have a look at what you can do with it. Here's something a little different, just an envelope and a chain. Chain goes in the envelope. Listen to this. You can hear that. Now I reach in. I'll do it again, but watch what's going to happen. Now there are no camera tricks. This is for real. Goes in. Now the sound comes back. We have the chain. It's back. Isn't that a strange sort of thing? So there's so many things you can do with this. You have a key. The main routine, I just showed you a couple of things that aren't really the main routines, just to give you an idea of different things you can do. But the main routine is where you take a necklace, you take the key, and you can put it on there like this. You can see it actually goes on there. And the nice thing about this is that the spectators you can put it on their wrist, you can put it on their hand, and at any time you can just take it off. And you can vanish it, throw it, make it come back again. It's really cool. There's lots of different things you can do. You can use a spectator's hand, and anytime you use a spectator's hand, makes a piece of magic a lot stronger. So let's have a look at this. As I said, you get a couple of chains, you get a couple of keys. You're going to get a great tutorial where they teach you everything, and you get the gimmick. I will say this, and I'm not sure anyone's aware of this, but about 2 or 3 years ago in Vanish Magic magazine, I reviewed a very similar principle using a chain, a much bigger chain, actually, a nice thick chain. Same thing, you could put the chain down and instantly it would, instantly it would vanish. It was really cool. The gimmick was, the method was similar the method was similar, slightly different gimmick. The gimmick, this gimmick is very small. I will say that. So it goes in here like this. You can take it and instantly it'll vanish, and then you can bring it back, of course, if you want. There's so many things you can do with this. You have the key, the chain. The version that we reviewed a couple of years ago used, as I said, a much bigger chain, much bigger gimmick, but it was well hidden. You never saw it. I love that. So this uses a lot of small props. You've got a lot of things. It's easy to get lost. The only downside of this is that it's easy to get lost. I'd be careful about, you have a version where you can actually hand this out to the spectator once it goes back on here, and they can inspect it, but you've got to be careful who you give it to, because just one tug, as I said, it will come apart. So everything is delicate. There are some beautiful moves where you put this on the spectator's hand, you take the key off, you make it vanish, you throw it, and it lands back down here. It's a beautiful piece of magic. I think the strongest one of the whole part of this routine. One thing is, of course, are the angles. You do have to be, there's audience management. You don't want people completely surrounded. The venues I work, Strolling Magic, people are all around me, so I'd have to choose where I work this. Where I think this is really great is for social media, because you can do it right up close. It's beautiful. It's made for the camera. It's a great piece of magic if you do any sort of social media magic. You can do it live. I'm not saying you can't, but you just have to be a bit more cautious about where you do this. As I said, the price is $59. You get everything in this box. I would have liked to have seen a nice pouch or something to carry this in. You are supplied. It actually comes in this little black plastic bag, which you could put everything in, or if you want to put it in an envelope, you could. It'd be nice to have a black pouch or something where you can keep everything in one place. I'd also like to see the idea of getting the gimmick on and off some more detail on that, as well as the gimmick is so small. I'm going to say you just can't have it in your pocket, sitting in your pocket, because it's going to get caught on things. You're going to lose things. It's so delicate and so small that it would be easy to lose. So I think a little bit more thought into the actual gimmick that does the trick would go a long way. I've actually created something outside of this that I use, and it would work 100% as well, that you would never lose. But that's just my own background on this. So is it worth it? Is it worth the $60? I think it is. Is it something I would perform? Possibly. I've been performing this on social media, and you know, I've got my numbers, so now I can put it to the side. You get one hit with a social media trick, and it is what it is. Would I use this live? Possibly. I'm going to go out tomorrow night and give it a go. I'll try it. I have been practicing it. There's lots of different things you can play with it. As you saw, I did something with a coin. You could turn it into a key. So a little bit of thought, a little bit of creativity. It's a fun routine to play with. Just as I said, the props are small and delicate, so do be careful with them. Overall, I really like this. I thought it was very creative. It's fun to play with. Is it 100% practical? Probably not, but it is doable in a live situation.